It's that time of year where it's time to start preparing to go back to school, whether or not you're going to university or high school and primary school. And I've got some tech suggestions for you today that are going to make your studies easy, fun, and efficient. It's been a very long time since I've been at school, and I never went to university myself, but I do work in the tech industry with my content journey as well as my in real life job. In my opinion, a computer or a laptop is definitely the most important piece of technology for studies. There are many different computers out there, so it can be very overwhelming when it comes to choosing which one to buy. Now, I am a lover of both PC and Mac. As you can tell, I've built my own gaming computer, I have laptops, but I also have a MacBook Pro as well. And I can see the benefits of both. In my opinion, I like to suggest MacBooks to people who are creatives. So if you are studying something like videography or photography, doing content creation, whatever that might be, I like to think a MacBook is a creative's best friend. The power of the new Apple Silicon chips is huge, and it really does provide the user with a seamless experience no matter what program they're using, but I do think they are the best companion if you are wanting to use Apple branded software. For example, Final Cut Pro, which is what I use for my video editing. The MacBooks hold so much power and battery life, but it can be a bit of a concern to someone who has never used a MacBook before. macOS can be very overwhelming to a first-time user, and a lot of us, in my generation anyway, we learn IT in school with Windows computers. So it can be a very big change to invest yourself into the Mac world. But I do 100% agree that if you are doing any kind of art study or creative work, a Mac is definitely the path that you should go down. They're reliable, they're sturdy, they really work well. But on the flip side of that, I am also a massive Intel lover. I've been using Intel chips literally my whole life of having computers, and they are so reliable, especially in today's generation. If you want reliability and power, do not settle for any less than an i5. Ideally, an i7 would be much better to cover all your bases and have no restrictions with what you're using. However, my favorite suggestion to people who are either going to school or even people who are in the workplace and travel a lot, you must go with an Intel Evo chip. Evo processors have such a big focus on battery life. I know someone who has used one at their job and they've got 3 days of use. Not consistent use every day, but still 3 days before they've had to charge their laptop. That's a lot of battery life. Moral of the story though, your laptop is going to be the most important piece when it comes to your study. So make sure you pick the right one for you. The next important product, well, I think it's important for going back to school and studying, is a good pair of either headphones or earbuds. It's no surprise that I'm going to talk about JBL here, but these are 2 products that if I wasn't sponsored by them, I would genuinely recommend to everybody. And here's why. So we're going to start off with the JBL Live Pro 2 earbuds. These are, in my opinion, the best earbuds on the market. They have so many features and they make for the perfect daily driver. I cannot use anything else. These are my go-to, and the reason is they provide a sound quality for both listening to music or video and also phone calls like no other. The first thing that I want to note is the design of the earbud. Now, I have very small ears and struggle to wear earbuds for a long period of time, but these are the only ones that I don't feel ear fatigue with. They have an oval shape to them with the silicone tip, so they make a really nice and secure fit in the ear without any hassle. These do have a total of 40 hours battery life. You get 10 hours of straight playtime and then an extra 30 hours with the charge case. And the charge case is also wireless charge compatible. So if you do have a MagSafe tree or a charge stand, you can charge these buds too. The Live Pro 2s have true adaptive noise cancelling, and what that means is it's not just providing you one level of noise cancellation, they do adapt to the environment you're in. So if you are in a louder environment studying or working, this will do a good job of blocking out a lot of the noise around you. But if you do want to have noise pass through, there is smart ambient mode, so you can listen to your surrounding sounds too. Now, why I think these are great for studying is that they do have a multi-point connection, so you can connect them to 2 devices at once. So you can pair them up to your laptop as well as your phone, and if you are studying and you get a phone call, you don't have to take them out to answer the phone. They will connect to your phone and you can answer your call without any hassle. That is super handy, especially if you are in the zone. You don't want to be taking things out of your ears, putting them down, picking up other devices. So that feature, chef's kiss, it is brilliant. Now, if you don't want to go down the earbud path, the JBL Tour 1 headphones is the most perfect over-ear headphones, period. These are a really, really strong competitor to Sony's XM4s and 5s. My partner has a set of XM5s and he has not touched them since I got these. So they do rock the same kind of features that the Live Pro 2s have, and that has, again, the true adaptive noise cancelling, which you get 25 hours of battery life if you have the noise cancelling on, but 50 hours of battery life if you turn that off. In these headphones, there's 4 microphones as opposed to 6, but they're still doing a great job of focusing on your voice and blocking out surrounding noise for phone calls. The best thing about them is not only are they providing you incredible bass through 40mm drivers, these are so comfortable. Oh my God. They have really nice memory foam cushions and also the headband as well. They look really funky, like they're such a nice looking headset with this matte chrome look. It's black, but it definitely has like a bit of a shimmery shine to it. And then you've got your metallic chrome on the inside of the cups too. And oh my God, this is just premium product. I rate these so much more than literally every other headphone out there. And they're so hard to buy now, but that is because they are doing Gen 2. The earbuds and the headphones that I just spoke about are definitely on the more premium side of product and can be quite expensive. So if you're wanting something simple, especially maybe for a child, I would look no further than something like the JBL Quantum 100 headset or even the 200 headset. They're not Bluetooth or wireless, they will have to plug into your device, but they're a cheap option for things like video calls or listening to lectures, whatever it may be, and they're actually surprisingly comfortable for a cheap headset. So another device that I think is a great option to take to school or back for studies, it's not actually a laptop, it's an iPad. iPads these days have come so far. They provide so much power in a small form factor. And if you don't want to go down the laptop path and want something a little bit more simplistic and minimal, but can still push out enough power and storage for you to complete a full study, these are the ones you want to go with. You might be an Android person yourself and prefer something like the Samsung tablet, and that's okay. Same thing applies here, but I have an iPad Pro myself. It isn't one of the M chip ones, it is a couple years old, but now they do have the M2 iPad Pros. The most important thing to remember with a tablet is that it isn't a laptop. So there might not be some software that you need that will work on these things. But if you are doing something like a lot of research, documents, essays, just a lot of written stuff that isn't quite practical and hands-on with certain programs, if you grab yourself something like this case, which is one of the Logitech Smart Folio cases for the iPad, you pretty much have a laptop in an iPad form. You can do everything you want to with a keyboard, just like you can with a laptop. You can also pick up some covers that have mouse pads or touch pads on them, so you can literally turn an iPad into a laptop if you wanted to. But keep in mind, it is still running iPad OS and not a full operating system that a computer would. But I do think it's a nice smaller way to take minimal with you to study, but still have something powerful enough that's going to allow you to do what you need to do. So the last little tech advice I have for you for going back to school is a few accessories that I think are really important. The first product I think is so worth it are portable chargers. So you might have your phone, laptop, iPad, whatever it might be, and if those products can charge via USB or USB-C, then these come in really handy. So my personal favorite is Signet. I do own quite a few Signet ones, but the two that I've got here are this one is the 10,000 milliamp hour and this one is the 20,000 milliamp hour power banks. But why this is so big is because this can actually charge a laptop. Really handy to have these in a backpack or, you know, a tech bag if you've got one that you take with you. This one here is really good for phones and smaller devices. I do think power banks are super important to have pretty much all the time because you just don't know when you're going to need it. The next product that I think is also super important is backup drives. Now, I personally use Samsung SSDs. I would always recommend a solid state drive over a hard drive just because it is faster and more reliable. Doesn't matter the brand though, I'm just used to my Samsung ones. It's definitely worth having these in your bag just to back up any important documents or essays that you're writing. This is if you're not using cloud storage as your backup option. I'm old school, I like to have things on drives. Kids, adults, however old you are, get yourself a fun backpack. Now, I had a lot of backpacks, especially tech backpacks, but I actually got rid of them recently because I'm not using them. So for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you my special Pokemon Scarlet backpack that Nintendo sent me. But having a really nice padded bag that has lots of different compartments for your tech, your items that you're taking to school with you is so important because you don't want things to break. I'd always recommend a laptop sleeve as well if you are taking a laptop with you, and then you can pop that in your bag. Just having some organization of all your stuff in a bag, I think is pretty handy. So lastly, I do think these accessories are definitely worth it if you are studying from home or potentially out and about and want to have a bit of a more ergonomically friendly experience with your computer, and that would be keyboards and mice. My go-to for productivity is the Logitech MX series. Now I have the MX Master 3 mouse as well as the MX keyboard. These are not the mechanical ones, like this is the older keyboard, I guess you could say, but they are Bluetooth, they work across Mac and Windows as well, so you can actually connect up to 3 devices with each of these. Now, for someone like me who does sometimes suffer from carpal tunnel in her right wrist, a mouse like this is super comfortable and super handy for long periods of time. So if you are on the computer a lot, it's definitely handy to have something like this in your backpack. You might not think you need a fancy, expensive, ergonomically friendly mouse, but it is so important for your wrist. They're comfortable, they sit really well in the hand, and you might want to prop your laptop up on a stand, especially for, again, ergonomics for your neck and your shoulders, and have your laptop at your eye level, so then a keyboard like this would come in handy to have separately. I love typing on this thing. It is so smooth and seamless. Low profile keys, they're silent switches as well. Well, not quite silent, but they sound very quiet. So I definitely think this and the mouse is something worth looking at too. Do yourselves a favor and keep in your backpack a tech cleaning kit. So this one here is the Go Glass Cleaning Kit, and it does have a glass spray, microfiber cloth, air duster thingy, actually another cleaning cloth, and a brush. And what this is really good for cleaning your screens, so your computer screens, iPad screens, camera screens, whatever it may be. Having this in your bag is super handy because you just don't know when your stuff's gonna get all janky and dirty. So that's a little look at some tech that I would recommend for going back to school. If you do have any questions, please let me know down in the comments and I'm more than happy to answer. If I was in school, these products would be stuff that I know I would be taking with me every single day. I wish you all the best for 2023 and I'd love to see you around the channel more. But for now, I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys.